Welcome into the MLB Pick Show, Monday, August 24th. MLB card, I believe we got 9 games on the slate, which is a short slate here for the shortened season. Usually see a lot more games, with the shortened season, more games, less off days. Today, some teams getting some off days, but heck, it almost makes it a little bit easier as a sports bettor, a little bit more of a breather. Do got 3 games I like on today's card, two bets that I placed, share them here on the show. So should be pretty quick, just 3 breakdowns. And guys, feel free to throw out any questions in the chat box. Happy to answer them at the end. Hop09, welcome in. David, let's go. 805, Jay. Yeah, trying to stay hot, man. 35 and 25 on the year. Up 15 units. So it's hopefully keep chugging and keep grinding. Can't sit on this. But today, guys, first game up, wanted to break down 6:05 Eastern first pitch, kind of the happy hour special here. Like that MLB's doing this with one game going at the 6 o'clock and then kind of followed it up with a bunch of games at the 7 o'clock. But we got the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals, Lopez versus Voth. And the Nationals were about -125, -130 favorites. Now it's pretty much a pick 'em. So a pretty heavy move here towards the Marlins. And we really could have seen this out the gate. Lopez is a guy that's great strikeout to walk ratio, which the market loves. He's very consistent too. 2 earned runs or less in all of his starts this year. Market loves that. Hard hit rate, very low, and a high ground ball rate. So if there's something can kind of take away going forward, when Pablo Lopez for the Marlins is on the hill, he's likely going to take money. So keep that in mind. He took 25 to 30 cents, and there's still some time left before the first pitch. So, yeah, we obviously see it tonight. Bullpen's about even, and handedness of the pitcher, I think, favors the Marlins in terms of their lineup hits righties a lot better than the Nationals lineup hits righties year to date. And then you bring in the opposing pitcher with the Nationals, Voth, on the hill here. Last time out, gave up 9 hits and 3 walks in just 4 innings. So not a very good stat line there. His hard hit rate was near 60%, and doing a little bit more work on him because he's only kind of had a cup of coffee at the major league level. In the minors, his numbers weren't that impressive either. So it kind of makes me wonder, what he's really doing here in the major leagues. But he's finding himself starting here against one of the better pitchers in the major leagues. So I like the Marlins here, guys. It's just the market move, if you're chasing this 30-cent move, it's not really the profile I like to get on. I liked it last night. I wish I would have tweeted it out to kind of get locked in on the Marlins. But at this price, I'm probably just going to lay off. But if you need some action, kind of the degenerate happy hour degenerate special, I would look to be on the Marlins in that one. Also, the Nationals down 5 units on the season. Marlins up 4.5, 5 units on the season. So keep that in mind too. But yeah, guys, Arrow, you got a lot of plays in the chat box, man. I like it. You're liking the Astros tonight, Cubs too. Well, actually, the Cubs are the next game I'm going to be breaking down here. So yeah, guys, feel free to throw out in the chat box anything you're betting and why. Get it out there. And any questions you got on the card, I'll happy to answer them at the end. Sports Picks TV on YouTube if you want to chime in on the chat box. Probably the best way to do that. Next game up here, guys, one that I got to bet on, 7:10 Eastern start here, Cubs versus the Tigers. So Chicago Cubs at the Detroit Tigers here. Alex Mills going for the Cubs, and Mize, that's Casey Mize, the former number 1 draft pick, that's round 1, pick 1, out of Auburn. 9.5 being the total, -125. That's the Chicago Cubs. Now, they were almost -140 favorites. So there's been a move here on the Detroit Tigers. Casey Mize, we talked about this last time he pitched, guys. He just doesn't have a lot of minor league stats. He made the major leagues so quickly. In talking about how guys project in their first couple starts into the major leagues, in case you missed it last time, I like to find guys that had success at low A, had success at high A, had success at double A, and then make the jump to the major leagues. And what I mean by success is good strikeout to walk rate. Some of these guys kind of can't find their control sometimes in the minors, and that projects to, in my opinion, not finding their control at the major league level. Where breaking down Casey Mize, he just didn't have enough time in the minors. I don't feel like he only I believe gave up 1 earned run at the single A level, then went to double A, and now he's already in the major leagues. But from his college years at Auburn University, you know, the program they made, Bo Jackson came out of Auburn, Frank Thomas, Tim Hudson, Josh Donaldson, you know, some big names. He was the only 2-time All-American there. So he's going to have success. It just worries me right out the gate. Is he going to have that much success? And he's getting priced. The market already likes him, and he kind of didn't have a good start. He didn't have a good start his first time. 4.1 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs. He didn't have any walks, which is promising. But, I mean, he didn't dominate. And granted, it was against one of the hotter lineups in baseball in the Chicago White Sox, except I just don't see him, you know, dominating this Cubs lineup. The Cubs lineup that's number 2 in MLB in terms of walk rate. Their chase rate is low. So I think that, you know, they're a lineup that makes starting pitchers work a lot. I think he's going to have to throw a lot of pitches. I'm not sure he's going to be able to go deep in the game. Obviously, you know, their most prized arm here are arguably the number 1 pitching prospect in all of MLB. They're not going to let him run too many pitches up. So I'm not so sure he's going to go very deep into this game. And Alex Mills for the Cubs, he's not a guy that throws hard, but he has had a good season this year. His last time out wasn't that great, but before that, even against the Brewers, where he gave up 4 runs, you know, I was on the Brewers. I kind of felt lucky to cash that. This guy's pretty good. He can work his way through lineups. And the Detroit Tigers don't hit righties very well at all. I mean, one of the worst teams against righties. So handedness of the pitcher, I think, favors the Chicago Cubs as well. Now, the bullpen is an advantage to the Detroit Tigers, but Detroit's cold right now. 2-8 their last 10. I think a lot of this points towards it's a low number here with the Cubs. I think the market's getting a little bit too excited here, betting on the underdog. So I'm going to lay it here with a low number. You can get it actually minus 124 here in Las Vegas. I just bet that at Circa. So Cubs minus 124, first game on the slate for me. Hopefully cash there with the Cubs. And again, guys, throw out any questions in the chat, any picks you're on. Happy to see them and read them out. So got 1 game left here. Want to break down. It's a total, actually. Oakland A's at the Texas Rangers. Luzardo coming from the left side versus Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn is the guy I love. He's making, you know, his best kind of rendition here for the Cy Young, and he's doing great. I mean, he's put together a heck of a year. I would say arguably it could be the best pitching year so far to date. 6 starts already year to date, so he's a workhorse as well. 39 innings, 42 strikeouts, only 12 walks. He's a guy throwing 95, 96 miles an hour, coming after hitters. And that's what you want going after this Oakland A's lineup, because they'll sit back as well, kind of like the Cubs, like we were just talking about. You want a guy that's coming after him. I think he projects well to have success against this A's lineup, which is good. But and keep in mind, it's in Texas, their new ballpark, more of a pitcher's ballpark. So that favors the under as well. We have Oakland A's, their pitcher Luzardo coming from the left side. Texas isn't a good offense anyway. They definitely aren't a good offense against lefties. And both of these pitchers dominated their opposing lineups the first time they went through. This is the second time through these lineups, meaning the second start for the season for both of these pitchers, and both of them dominated them in early August. So I think that projects well as well. And the fact Lance Lynn, a trend here, he's 5-1 in his first 6 starts on the first 5 under. This first 5 under is sitting at 4 right now. And we've seen the full game total move from 8 to 7.5. The first 5 under has pretty much been at 4 the whole time, and it's still at 4. I bet it under 4 minus 115 at Circa. I kind of want to jump on the underdog here in the Rangers, but they've lost 9 in a row. You know, the trend is your friend. Start thinking, I don't want to pick the spot where they're going to win. So staying away from betting on the Rangers. I'd rather bet, and I did bet, the under 4 minus 115 at Circa. That's under 4 in the first 5 innings. So guys, those are the 2 bets on the slate for today. Hit the chat box real quick and then kind of get out of here and hopefully root these bets home. So Hop9, what's up, buddy? Zim in the house, like in the Astros, Twins. You got a lot of bets, man. David, Miami. Yeah, I would be on the Marlins too. It's just the number I think has gotten away from us. David, like in Texas, plus 125. Keep in mind, David, they have lost 9 in a row, and they have trouble hitting lefties. Their offense really hasn't been there. But if you made me pitch aside, I would be on the underdog as well with you. Darrell, what is up, man? You've been in the house since the get-go, man. I appreciate you being here. Cleveland, even money, going to be my lock. So that's from David. You're like in Cleveland versus Minnesota, going up against good lineup there. Kentai Maeda on the hill for the Twins. So you're getting a plus price there. Best of luck with the Indians, man. Yeah, Zim, I am on the Cubs. And Shaz in the house. Any thoughts on D-backs tonight? You know, that was one that I broke down a little bit here. Colorado really struggles against righties. And, you know, Kelly is a righty for Arizona. It's just the Arizona bullpen isn't very good. And I don't know. I can't find enough here to lay minus 150 with Arizona, trusting that bullpen. And Colorado, they just can't hit righties for whatever reason. And I don't want to try to figure that out for tonight. Castellani, I believe is how you pronounce it, the Rockies pitcher. He's had 3 games, 2 of them bad, 1 of them good, and that was on the road. So you get him out of Colorado into Arizona. I would look for him maybe to have a little bit more success. So I lean towards the underdog, but I want to see the Rockies start to hit righties before I just start betting them. Yeah, that's my breakdown on that game, man. Appreciate the question, though. Lennon in the house. What is up, bro? Marlins under 9. I don't know. I don't know this guy Voth. I don't know that I would really be looking to bet unders just because I think the Marlins might get to the Nationals. I like the Marlins more and no real opinion on the total. So, yeah, Shez, thank you for chiming in. Jay as well. Senor Pipes, like Cubs, Tigers over 9.5 tonight. Best of luck, Pipes. BJ Covers, thoughts on the Cardinals? Yeah, broke down this game. I would be on the Cardinals or pass. It's just, you know, the minus 170 number I think is a little pricey on them. That's what kept me off of them. But, you know, picking sides to win the game, which is a big part of this business, I would be on the Cardinals. But the price, which you got to remember, guys, price is the one keeping me off. So, yeah, but that's my look on that. But, guys, in recap, I appreciate you all joining in here. Jay, BJ, Zim in the house, Shaz as well. Thank you, guys, and hopefully we can cash these tickets. In recap, got the Cubs full game, minus 125 over the Detroit Tigers. Actually, I got it minus 124, excuse me, at Circa here in Las Vegas. And the other game got the Texas Rangers, Oakland A's, under 4, minus 115. Both bets actually at Circa. That was the low water mark here about an hour ago in Las Vegas. So, guys, best of luck if you're tailing, guys, and be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern time, breaking down the cards. So come back.